Welcome back into another episode of Beers and Ball. We got Drew here again. Drew, how the hell are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Eddie?
And then we got a special guest, the big guy. When you walk on campus, you see this guy. He's the big guy. Jalen, what's going on, brother? Introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on? How y'all doing? It's Big Dog, Jalen.
I can't even think.
Happy to be here. Great Monday. Got some good football this weekend.
Well, yeah, he said it best. I mean, hey, welcome to a new character art for the viewers. This guy's he's a special breed. And make sure if you guys do enjoy the content, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Like I've said in every episode, we want you guys to come on the show with us, talk about your team. Very open podcast. We want to talk about all teams and everybody that's out there. So make sure you go do those three things. And without further ado, boys, we can't talk about ball unless we drink beer. So let's do that first part. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good stuff.
All right, special guest Jalen. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about your Carolina Panthers?
Yes, I would love to.
All right.
The fact that, hey, we've won 3 games in a row. I'm used to it, though. As Panther fans, we're used to winning for the most part. So, but obviously that has been a couple of years, so it is good to kind of be back in the winning position, especially being over 500. So it's been a good season. This team is improving every week, which is something I love to see. Obviously, I know Drew can put a test to that as well. But it's just been a great start to the season. Got a little rough, of course, but yeah, great win yesterday. Great win.
Okay. All right. I agree with most of what you said. It is a big win. You know, this is the first time being 500 in a few years. Drew, how does that make you feel about being 500?
I'm very excited. It's a good feeling, especially after a certain week. Week 5. Being 500, like 1-1 or 2-2 ain't that big of a deal. But 3-3, especially. Well, now we're 4-3. So, it's looking up from here.
Yeah, it's a 2-game win streak. You've had good complimentary football all week, or all last few weeks at least. And holding any team to 6 points is a milestone on its own for any NFL team. I don't care who they are. Everybody gets paid. Everybody goes out there. They got to earn a paycheck. Now, Jalen, running back controversy. Chuba Hubbard, Rico, where's it sitting?
Well, just looking at this past game, looking at Canales try to split the reps and the carries. Obviously, Chuba's our guy, but Rico, man, he just runs the ball better. He gets more yards. Just look at the total yards between the two guys. Rico had almost 100 yards total in that game. So he runs hard. He's physical, as we call him. Once Unk's on the field, he's going downhill. He's getting about 7-6 yards. But I love Chuba. I do think Rico needs to start moving forward. And just kind of, rotate those guys. But I do think Rico has earned that starting position. I mean, we've seen it week in, week out. You guys got Josh Jacobs or whatever, but we have Unk, Rico, Galvin.
Unk is in the building. Drew, do you agree with Jalen, or are you taking a different stance?
No, absolutely. I think Rico should be starting, and that was one of the big things that frustrated me Sunday is that he was not the main starter, especially right now when you have Chuba just coming off an injury. This is a perfect time to just let Chuba sit and just rest up on that injury, especially when we got him for a few more years and we only got Rico on this 1-year deal. Let's use him as our workhorse, let him get banged up, and preserve Chuba as much as we can, because if Rico keeps into workload like this, I doubt he's going to be completely healthy the rest of the year. So let's just ride that hot hand. I did not like those split carries. I did not like the way they started Chuba initially. I think they should have just had Rico run 90% of the carries and then give Chuba a few just to kind of let him get the feel back. But I think they should have just let him sit.
Sit your ass down, Chuba, is what the crowd is saying. The fans want Chuba's ass on the bench, is what I'm hearing. You pay this man, you pay this man a contract.
We'll have him for a few years. Yep. I'm looking long term,
But how's this making this Chuba field? You're taking confidence is like the biggest factor in a running back that gets going and starts to have like momentum and rolling. When you just sit him on the bench because he getting hurt, like you're penalizing him for getting hurt.
I mean, it's the NFL. Oh, I mean, but I
Sure.
mean, that was the perfect opportunity for him to kind of, for them to be like, no, just sit and just kind of get another week of rest. So I think they kind of missed that opportunity, but
Good.
I get it. He is the leader of the team and he's a high paid guy. But
Yep,
I think
yeah,
we
had
could have.
1,200 yards last year.
Yeah, but I think we just should have took advantage of that injury opportunity to, let him sit another week, let Rico go off again.
Well,
I wouldn't have been mad at that.
what it is now looking at the carry splits, do you think it was more of a ramping up Chuba and trying to get his feet back under him, get his sea legs back under him? So then when you do come next week, I mean, you got Buffalo Bills this week. That's a team that you can run on. You want to kind of get his sea legs under him so that he's ready to come going out. What do you think about that, Jalen?
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. Just kind of getting Chuba warmed up, I guess, was the game plan for Canals and the offensive coaches. Just got to get him warmed up, got to get him a rhythm. Like he didn't do too bad, but obviously Rico's still hot, riding the hot hand with him, so he's still going to continue to run hard. But yeah, I would look at that game as kind of a warm up game for Chuba, but we'll really see against the Buffalo Panthers. We'll really see how both those guys are running, such a Chuba.
Now, why did you say Buffalo Panthers, Jalen?
Well, the reason I said it was I'm not too sure if you're aware, sir, but they do have our D coordinator as their head coach, as well as an assistant GM as their GM now, and they do have Shaq Thompson as well.
Wasn't that like 10 years ago?
McDermott is still the head coach for the Buffalo Panthers. He was our D coordinator. They have some of our GM, some of our staff. They did sign Starla Tulale. Shaq Thompson is playing for them now. So if it wasn't for us, the Bills wouldn't be where they need to be. But
That's a bold statement there, Jalen. I like it. That's a bold statement. Look at him with the hot take. Somebody needs to give Jalen a show on Fox Sports. Him and Colin Cowherd go out there saying all kinds of crazy shit that they want to say. You fit right in with them, Jalen.
No, that was a big joke in Carolina because they take all of our old players.
But I mean,
cut.
Not looking too far ahead, but let's get like center side focus back on this past game. We talked about it last week, Drew. Again, 2 for 2, calling the Panthers wins. 2 for 2 feels good, But how'd the defense play? I mean, containing an electric guy like Justin Fields, to nothing, no offensive touchdowns. Watching that game, walk me kind of through it and how it played out.
Yeah, the defense really stepped up. Our run defense has been improving week by week, and I think we've been able to stay healthy on defense. That's what really has been killing us over the years. And Derek Brown's playing at an all-time high level. JC killed it yesterday, 2 interceptions. I mean, there's nothing really to complain about right now. I mean, we're going to play a really solid offense in the Bills, but we've also played a solid offense in Dallas when we held them to a good amount of points. I think the defense can hold their own against probably any team in the NFL. It's just the matter of whether our offense can keep up with them.
Jalen, take me to the other side of the trenches, being a former 6AA high school left tackle or left guard. I forgot which position you played. Walk me through how the offensive line is played.
Yeah, the O-line's done pretty well. Obviously, Big Robert Hunt, Big 50 was our leading guy. Him being out, I thought was going to hurt us, but as well as Austin Corbett. Cade Mays coming in, stepping in at center position, playing really, really well at the center position. Obviously, Taylor Moton holding down the right side. Brady Christensen's been bouncing around. Damian Lewis has been doing really well holding that left guard down spot. Obviously, Icky, I got to keep my eye on him. The run game, he's good. So I'm impressed with these guys, and these guys have done a lot better. Just being together as a group, guys stepping out, next man up mentality on the O-line. So
yeah, that's great. Now, Drew, remember if you can remember our conversation last week about the offensive line. Talk to me about Josh Nyman.
He's improved a lot.
Former Packer, great.
Former Packer. Yeah.
Former Packer.
Yeah, he is a Packer, so I know you love him, Eddie. And last year he struggled a bit, but this year he's really stepping up. And like Jalen said, the depth guys have really come through. I mean, Christensen and Cade Mays. We've had those guys for a few years, and they've really developed and came along. And I'm happy to see that. And I think because of that, maybe we could possibly trade Lewis and Hunt for some future picks because they are holding up a lot of cap space, and it seems like we really don't maybe need them.
Yeah, Hunt's taking up a large space. He's one of the top
but he is
7.
The best right guard in the United and one of the best right guards in the NFL.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say, if you said left guard, you forgot about a guy in Indianapolis that's pretty damn good himself.
But Robert Hunt is He is one of the best right guards in that Super Bowl.
Sure, I believe it. I mean, there was holes that your running back's been running. Your Rico's running for it has more rushing yards than Saquon in 6 weeks, or just behind him for a
Yep.
reason. It ain't by accident. You know
Mhm.
that the road graders up front are getting the job done. The run game schemes are getting the job done. Now let's get to the guy that's been running the whole camp. 9, Bryce Young. Drew, how's he been playing? How was this game compared to the last game? What was it? Was there a carryover? Was there improvement? Talk me through it.
He's been making better decisions, and that's what we need him to do. Not turn the ball over, just not turn the ball over, and complete some passes. That's all we need, and we'll be competitive. And that was his big problem is turning the ball over. Now I'm not sure if he's that kind of elite quarterback that can get us to a Super Bowl yet. I'm very doubtful of that so far. I think of right now he's a solid game manager. He's not a true gunslinger kind of quarterback. So, I think for now he's okay, unless I see some more improvement. But I'm happy with what he's doing right now.
Jalen, what do you think? That's a great take, Drew. By the way, fantastic take.
Thank you.
I would totally agree with you. He's obviously we got spoiled with Cam Newton. He did everything. He was the premier quarterback in the NFL. But going from him to Bryce, big difference, of course. Bryce, not as big character as Cam, but definitely a lot of improvement taking care of the football, getting the ball out quick, not taking a sack. So a lot of improvement there, especially in the fourth quarter. Man, the guy's been clutch. Because I don't know, 8 game winning drives. I mean, just phenomenal. So very improvement there. He's good in the red zone. Wish he had a bit of a strong arm to really throw it downfield, but we're still making it work.
Yeah, he's getting back to what his kind of scouting report coming out of college was. He's kind of getting back into that Steph Curry-esque throws. He hit Xavier Legette for a touchdown where he moved out of the pocket, kind of threw it, moving left, back, right. Those are impressive throws. Not every quarterback can make those kind of throws. Now, talk to me, Jalen, about this new receiver you got, Tet. How's
Yes,
it?
Tataroa.
How is he taking into you? Because you're a homer. It's okay to say it. You're a homer. We love you for
Born and raised.
it.
Born and raised, damn it.
And
But
how's he been doing versus like Xavier Legette? Are they working together good? Are they clashing?
I would say Tataroa is pushing Legette because Legette was a first round receiver, let's not forget. And obviously he had his rookie showings, and what happened? We had to draft Tataroa, the ultimate weapon, McMillan. He is the ultimate weapon. And we've seen it coming out the gates. 2 touchdowns in one game to start off his career as far as getting touchdowns. Just being that guy. Obviously, being a rookie, he's got to make a couple catches, but he is pushing XL. XL one of his better games last Sunday against the Jets. A lot of catches, touchdowns. So I haven't seen a bit of improvement from XL, but I need to see more consistency from him. But no, they're definitely pushing each other for sure. But Ted is the premier wide receiver number 1 for the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, and he looks like it because he is physically that kind of receiver. When you build one in a lab, you want 6'4", you want him to run, and if a receiver has tattoos, they're already going to be good to begin with. By default, they're going to be good. Now, Drew, talk me through. Last thing we were going to talk about with the offense before we move over to the defense is talk me through Dave Canales and his play calling. Is it getting any better? Is it getting worse? What's this guy doing?
I think in tight game situations, it's not. It's a little questionable. He had some throws, or not some throws. He had some calls on 3rd and 2 when we had about less than 2 minutes left, and he decided to throw the ball instead of giving it to Rico twice on 3rd and 2s, and it's just baffling. One was like a Hail Mary pass to Legette. Thank God he got maneuvered his way around the corner and caught it, but calls like those, I mean, they're ballsy and they're, I get it. He's trying to be a little tricky, but, I don't like that kind of stuff. I think we should just play it simple. We don't have a bad team. Let's just play it simple and do what we do. But other than that, I think he's a great offensive mind. Some of his plays are really coming together. I just think Bryce is kind of a little safe with his decision making instead of really letting it rip downfield. Like I said, he's not kind of a gunslinger. He's more of a game manager, West Coast kind of quarterback. So he's just going to complete those 5-10 yard dink dunk passes. So I like him. I think he's improving. You know, I think he needs to be a little more safe though on his play calling in tight game situations.
Yeah, and I think anybody can kind of attest to that. And I know I'll get into that with my Green Bay Packers and Matt LaFleur and me and him eventually going to have a bar fight against each other one of these days. Jalen, is there anything you want to add that we haven't talked about the offense so far before we move on over to the defense?
Just big improvement. That's my biggest thing. These guys are getting better week by week. Just executing some plays. At least trying to get some points on the board. A lot of improvement from last year. So I'm definitely proud of Bryce. He's got some confidence, but we got to keep riding it. Strike when iron's hot in Carolina.
There you go. I like that. Make that statement again. Strike when the iron's hot. Bryce,
he is the Carolina Reaper. He is the Carolina Reaper.
All right. Hey, I like it. Drew, anything else to add on to that?
No, offense is looking good. I would like to see a little more of our passing off. I would like to see a little more out of our passing offense, hitting some deep shots. Looks like Andy's going to play this weekend, so I'm excited to see if he can sling it downfield and see what our offense looks like with a different quarterback behind there who's actually not afraid to let it rip.
I know you guys have seen this project before with Andy Dalton. He was Bryce Young was benched. He was put in. Now this ankle might be some problems. I know he had an ankle problem before last year, only missed a game.
Mm.
But the big dog, you play the big dogs after this one.
We do, man. The Buffalo Bills.
You got to play the Buffalo Bills. Then you got Michael Parsons. Do you think the Panthers are going to trot him out on Lambeau Field, a notoriously slippery field? Like, be what it is. It's a bad field. Bad. It's natural grass. Anything but that's not turf, people call it bad. Against one of the premier pass rushing teams in the league with a bum ankle.
I don't think there's no need to rush him. I mean, it kind of depends on how our backups play. If Andy goes out there and throws ducks, I mean, they're probably going to try to get Rice back in there to play against Green Bay.
But is there a hurry to get him back in from injury? Like, are we in the realm of playoffs?
I think so. Well, I think it's good to keep that hope, because we really haven't had that in a long time, and I think our culture is starting to create in the Panthers of this winning culture and 3 in a row, and I'm really starting to see the guys with some pep in their step, and we really need to keep this going. I mean, if the best we can, and if Andy can't get us over the hump next week, then Bryce needs to come back.
I mean, just put it in perspective here. If the Lions lose tonight, or if the Buccaneers lose tonight, and they're losing right now with 5 minutes left in the third, you're a game back. One singular game. As almost terrible as the start was for you, you're just a game back as soon as tomorrow morning. And it doubles if you're able to beat them once. So I think it's still there. But how much is 2 games that you're probably scheduled not to win worth Bryce Young's health? When you can probably rip off 4 or 5 more wins with him on the team than you do 2 losses trying to just throw out a 60% Bryce Young.
Yeah, no, I get you, but I mean the injury didn't look too bad to me.
I think it's a low grade. So I really think it's probably just a week as a precaution to see how his body reacts to treatment. Exactly. And then you probably put him out there, see how he does Wednesday and Thursday.
Exactly.
Make your decision then, because it's going to be pretty clear. Because he'll be able to throw. He's not going to be able to move great. He won't be able to move great for another month. Like actively moving, and he's been moving a lot. That's probably the other side to it. He's been moving a lot this year.
Well, he has to be able to jump because he jumps when he passes. So
that's a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love thing. He's just trying to follow the greats. He's just trying to follow the greats.
All right.
Well,
but I mean, it didn't look that bad to me initially. Like I said, I think they're just taking extra steps. Could be a smoke screen for all we know.
Yeah, but that's usually how they do it.
We'll see how he looks Wednesday, and we'll go from there. And if we got to take the red rifle off the shelf, then damn it, we'll take it off the shelf and we'll go fire it.
Well, it only matches up with how the Packers have been playing teams. We've been playing everybody's backup, this feels like. So it fits right on in line. But before we move to the defense, gentlemen, let's get us another beer break here. Here's to the offense. Scored 13 points. Hey, 13's more than 6, and the Panthers got to win. Cheers to them.
Hey, it ain't pretty, but we'll forget about it next Sunday.
You don't get extra wins for style points.
And it is short remembered.
It is. Who cares? Once today comes around, we're talking right now. After this conversation, we're not going to care about what the score is. We just know you got to win. And I got to say, hey, since we've been doing this podcast, Drew, we're both 2-0.
That's right. We are undefeated. If we both come in,
and now
it's going to be a special episode if we both come in 3-0.
I know.
Since this podcast against each other.
Well, now we know if one of us loses on Sunday, it's all Jalen's fault.
I
that
agree.
is false.
It's just Jalen's fault.
That is false. Your team may lose, but us, we will.
We'll get to my team and my team's there. We're on your team right now, okay, sir? Why don't you know your role? Why don't you know your role? That's how I like it.
That's exactly how I like it.
Well, let's talk about your defense then. One of the better defenses. I know we Drew and I looked at the statistics before the game last week, and it basically went as the statistics showed. The Panthers were a lot better in some categories and just better in others. And this game kind of proved that. They were just better than the Jets on Sunday. Doesn't mean they're really 7 points apart. It's just the way the game went. Because, one, Bryce Young got his first win on the road, which was huge, right? You think it was his first or second win or something like that? Second win? Second win on the road. It's hard to win in that environment. Even when the Jets suck, the crowd's still there, you know? But to put out a defense that contains Justin Fields, because he's dynamic. Because the NFL Twitter account will be going nuts anytime he starts running.
Strong word.
Huh?
Dynamic is a strong word.
Well, when he's running, I'm not saying he's a great thrower. He's not a great thrower. But if we go back and look at the game, it's not like anybody's open. They don't have any receivers to beat you. I mean, I don't think Garrett Wilson played, did he?
He did not.
Yeah, so who are they going to trot out there? One-legged Alan Lazard? Don't these receivers know once they leave Green Bay, they ain't worth no good?
Look at Devontae.
I don't know.
Hey, hold on. Devon had to go to 3 different. He had to go back to Aaron to kind of hit the fountain of youth again. But lock them up.
Yeah, but I saw I think I heard that we were 7th in overall defense.
Yeah, DVOA. Right, it's a defense against the adjusted games. So like, it makes sense. Like you're the 7th against the teams that you've played. It doesn't mean it's like against yardage, anything like that. It's all adjusted towards who you've played. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, no, I like I've been saying, our defense has been the problem.
No, it haven't.
It hasn't been the defense. It's been the offense turning the ball over, and by the offense I mean Bryce. But I'm not trying to be mean, Bryce.
Well, the thing is that defense the defense isn't playing down. At least from my perspective, the defense is not playing down to the talent. You know how you could have a great game last week against the Cowboys in a thrilling win, and then come out now and lay an egg, and now it's all backwards. Everybody seems to be playing to their levels. Now, Jalen, walk me through kind of how you thought the secondary looked. How was J.C. Horn? How was my guy Mike Jackson? Mike Jackson. Yes. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, so J.C. 8-ball Horn played phenomenal. Like the first-round pick he is. I don't know if you watched SportsCenter today, but he did get number 1 in SportsCenter top 10 from that nice pick in the end zone. But he played very well. A big jump from last week. I really saw how good George Pickens was. He was picking us apart like some pulled pork. And he caught one over JC, and that kind of let me know Pickens is arguably the number 1 receiver. But JC stepped up, bounced back week for him. As far as Mike Jack, anytime the ball's in there, I get a little nervous when he's in the area. He has made some plays before, but sometimes he will get beat, as we saw last week against George Pickens. Just picked him apart. So secondary is getting there, though. I would like to see more Ransom, like the Ransom in your Ohio State Buckeye.
That's right.
I like to see him out there in the field a little bit more. He's a hard hitter. He plays physical. More Riggs coming into the box a little bit. He's playing both, but I like the adjustments these guys are doing. These guys are playing good secondary-wise. It's not too bad. It's getting the job done.
Now, what was the biggest key to kind of containing Justin Fields? Like, did he take off and run a lot, or was that one time he ran and got put 3 foot into the turf, made him stop running? Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, he tried to take.
Yeah, I think Nick Scott took him out the game, and I didn't even think he even played after that. I think
No,
he came out and that was it.
I saw him come back in, but
Oh,
when you take a shot like that
hmm
and you hear the call come back in your ear, you look back over that OC and say, "Nope, go fuck yourself. I ain't doing it. Fuck that.
Yeah,
You better call a different play."
yeah, but anyway, I mean, like looking at the Jets, just watching them play, and just the environment of the stadium. That's just a team with just no morale and no hope. So I mean, and they just played like it. So I mean, it's I know Justin Fields is a great athlete, but it seemed like he was just trying to just get out there and get his check and go home.
He's been
and
fighting
he wasn't
for his
expecting
life.
to get his whooped by Nick Scott.
And the thing is, he went over the pond to fight for his life against Denver, came back over the pond, has to fight for his life here. I feel bad for the guy. Good thing he's getting
I feel
paid
bad
good.
for Ohio State quarterbacks too.
You got something coming, Jalen. Don't you worry.
And it's sad because he has all the intangibles.
He
Like
does.
he's got a good arm, he's a great legs, and
got no
he's
help.
he's everything you want in a quarterback. But he just
If we put Justin Fields at quarterback and then we put Jalen at quarterback, the production is probably the same.
It would be better because me and Brees Hall would be in a great connection. Me and Garrett Wilson, me and Brees and Garrett Wilson. That's all they need. Honestly, I'll go out there and I'll play. Give me a shot.
Now, Jalen, do you think the linebackers have been playing better?
Somewhat. It's week to week with those guys. Trevon Wallace, Christian Rose, boom. Those guys. I mean, they sometimes they're in their position, sometimes they're not. I think we still need a linebacker. We need a solid one. Rose, boom, and Wallace ain't those guys to really be that solidified linebacker. It's been here and there. So I think we're running a little bit more the 4-3 more. So we just got 3 linebackers back there, but those guys, somebody needs to step up in that linebacker position. Those guys haven't really shown me too much.
Jalen is not happy with the linebacker position.
I'm not satisfied. I want more.
You want more? There's some meat on the bone there then.
Yes,
All
exactly.
Right. Well, Drew, why don't you talk to me about the third phase of the game, special teams? I know this kicker's been doing it up. Why don't you talk to me about nobody talks about, special teams?
Yeah, man. We got one of the best kickers, or the best kicker, out of the draft last year, and Ryan Fitzgerald out of FSU. He was the top kicker, and he's one of the only kickers who can do that dirty ball kickoff. And I don't even think he's missed a field goal. No, he's missed an extra point, but other than that, I don't think he's missed a field goal all year. And we got him on undrafted free agency, and I was wondering the other day, and I was talking to Eddie about this. I was like, why don't teams take top kickers like in the draft more? Because it seems like kickers score probably a third of the points on the team.
They do.
And it seems like they just kind of get no respect. And
Here's the reason
if
why.
it was me,
I know that you would, but here's the reason why teams don't do it is because they get burned. They get burned by it. You look at Moody, who's the kicker for the Bears now. He was drafted by the Niners in the 3rd round. Gets burned. Like team after team gets burned by kickers over and over again. I mean,
Robert Aguero, 2nd round pick from FSU.
Yeah, they get burned.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, they get burned. So it's better. You're better off just taking getting 4 or 5 in undrafted free agents, bring them into camp, and see what happens. Best man wins, or you go sign a veteran.
I'm not saying like take them with like a 1st or 2nd round pick, but like your 6th or 7th.
It's still hard to tell. That's a lot of draft capital.
Pick half the time.
Well, because that's guaranteed contracts right there. That's the difference. You owe them money on signing. UDFA's. You can sign and cut for for minimums. For draft picks, they actually cost money because it goes in the compile of how much how much it's going to cost you each year to sign your draft picks. It's usually between how many, depending on how many draft picks you got, between like 10 and 13 million, and you want those on skilled positions, linemen, receivers, running backs, things that are going to be more apparent to the game than kickers are. Even though kickers are important. Kickers' lives matter, but
I think it's a gamble worth taking.
It's sure, and I think as you said, the team should take more. on get going, no doubt kickers. But the ball is different. That's like the biggest thing is the ball and the hash marks are different. That's why I think so many NFL teams are scared because the hash marks in the NFL are so much tighter than it is in college that it really screws kickers up.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But is there last thing before we move on to the next subject? Anything you guys want to? Any last few points you want to talk about this Panthers Jets game before we move on?
Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, Derek Brown is playing like the true Pro Bowler he is, tossing those guys around like a potato, like a bag of chips. So just want to put some recognition on him. My two rookies, Scourton and Jalen, they're playing really good. They're playing fast.
I'm a big Scourton guy.
We lost Pat Jones, so a lower back for the season. So those guys, it's their opportunity to shine. And, 6 sacks against Justin Fields. I know the Jets are really that bad. But 6 sacks is impressive since we were not doing well in team sacks. So just credit to those guys up front, getting dirty, getting to the quarterback. Take notes, Jordan Love. Take notes.
Yeah, well, don't worry about. You got to worry about Josh Allen first. Drew, anything else you got?
I would like to see a little bit of the more ball go to Jimmy Horn, man. Every time he gets the ball, it seems like he's a little electric, and he's fast. And we haven't had no deep shots with him I've seen yet. So I think Dave Canales has got a few in the bag that he wants to try with him. So I'm hoping they start to work him in a little more, man.
I'm always a component for throwing the ball deep. I love it. Throw it deep.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for this Packers Jets segment. We're going to go ahead and move on to the Packers and Cardinals after this break. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below what your team is so we can get you on here and we can start talking about whatever your team is. Now, back to the show.
Get into the next segment here, talking about the Packers and the Cardinals. But first, you know what we do here.
You know what we do.
Everybody grab your drink.
Hey, it's halfway in the name. You got to do it.
You know it. All right. So, Packers playing the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Final score 27-23. Packers take a win. Eddie, let me ask you, who are you giving the game ball to?
Well, I'm going to take this I'm going to take it like Matt LaFleur did. He gave away 3 game balls. I'm going to give away 3 game balls. And it's not going to match the same as Matt did. Matt gave it to Micah, the kicker. God, I can't remember that. He's got a hard last name. Haversick. And then his other one was to Josh Jacobs. My game ball, first one, I'm going to give him one. I'm going to give Matt LaFleur a game ball. My second game ball, going to Micah. Career day, earns it. And then my third one is going to be to the offensive line. That's going to be controversial. Giving it to the offensive line.
You have a lot of game balls. It's like 7 game balls.
Hey, 3 game balls, Hey,
Christmas came early.
It did. Hey, Coach gets to decide how many game balls he wants to give out. So do I. And I'm going to start with giving Matt LaFleur his game ball. The reason I only give it to him for one reason and one reason only, and it's not anything that he did outside of looking at Jordan Love's eyes when he came back on a 4th and 2, seeing that he's pissed off that the kicker's going on the field, calling a play and getting his ass back out there. That's why he gets a game ball. That's because what that shows, and it's something that I've believed all year, is that Matt LaFleur trusts Jordan Love to go out there and win ball games. It's plain and simple, and he just showed the whole world that. Because Jordan Love, he had the perfect play on a 4th and 2. Because if you don't get this, game's over. You don't get the ball back again. You're able to steal one right here that in a game that you were not prepared to win coming into it. Because you had all the adversity leading into it. 6 hours on the tarmac in Green Bay, waiting to get in the air. You get there late. You have to do walkthroughs while the damn airline people are waving plays in. There you are going gun right, left, while people are waving planes in. You're running a walkthrough. And just fighting through the adversity for them to be able to still come out, score 27 points, win the ball game. Second big ball, Micah Parsons. No words to be said. He will wreck shop if you're not holding him into oblivion. If he is not put into a guillotine by his 3rd step, he's going to get a sack. And he proved that. He should have had 4. Let's get him here. He should have had 4 sacks. And then I saw a penalty for the first time in my life I haven't seen since they made it a rule, which was the hip drop tackle. If you don't want a hip drop tackle by a quarterback, don't run. Don't run away from me. You sit here and you take the suffering that I'm about to give you. Don't run away. If you're running away, you should not be allowed to get a hip drop tackle. Sit your ass in the pocket while I come and tackle you.
It's a made-up penalty.
It's a made-up penalty. Oh, because my body weight's going backwards? Don't run away from me then. Just because I'm a jungle cat and I can get you from anywhere, don't run away. Stay in the pocket. And then the third one is the offensive line. And it's not necessarily by anything that they did. That was awesome. They didn't have great run game numbers. Joe and Love only had 1 sack, so that's good. But it's them continuing to play continuity with each other. Because this is the second game in a row where all 5 of them played every snap for 2 straight games. No injuries. And we're starting to now get the communication right. We're starting to get all the assignments right. Jalen, you would know this. How hard it is to get that continuity on the offensive line when it comes to communicating different fronts that you're seeing and being able to get to that next level. They're finally starting to get all that continuity back together.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. And then to the other half of the question, who are you gonna clown in the film room for this game?
He goes by Nate Hobbs. I like the guy. I like him. I do, and I don't want to clown him because I don't know what his rules and responsibilities are on a lot of these plays. You know, because this is the second week where we're just getting torched by out routes, where he looks like he's pressing in, he's got his hips to the sideline, to where he's not allowing the sideline, but then he allows a sideline catch. And there was one against Marv where, I mean, yeah, Marvin Harrison's playing like, the bottom of your dog's water bowl, but he's still Marvin Harrison. He's still got like that catch or two in him every once in a while, and he got caught right over him. So, I mean, it's got to be Nate Hobbs. But I think he can play better because I think he's a true competitor. I think he's going to see this film. And I think it's going to excite him that teams going forward now are going to try to go after him because teams have been trying to go after Keyshawn Nixon. And it hasn't really boded well for him. So I think they're going to start going after Nate Hobbs. And we paid him a lot of money in free agency. So that's kind of why I'm giving him the clown of the week. We're paying you all this money. You better figure it out. I'm not paying you to make mistakes. I'm paying you to go out there and shut down that other receiver.
Yeah, no, definitely very true, man. You gotta do your job, especially when you're getting paid like that. And another thing, I know we talked about this before a little on the side, but I like to get you worked up about it.
I get worked up.
Packers had 10 penalties for 94 yards. And apparently this is a normal for y'all. So who's to blame for this? Or who's to blame for this undisciplined?
Here I go.
Very undisciplined.
I told you to get him going.
Because I want to blame the coach. Because the coach in my heart is saying these kind of penalties are undisciplined. You ain't fucking doing dick during practice. What are we doing? What are you in practice talking about? What are you preaching in the meeting rooms? However, these 10 penalties, they weren't pre-snap. I think we had like 1 or 2 pre-snap penalties, so I can move past that. I know there was like a couple of them. There was a DPI, there was like holding, there was a hands to the face. Like there was some like nicky-knack ones there that you're just going to get when you're playing physical football, so I get that. So I'm not going to get as worked up today. I'm not getting worked up today. You're not. No Eddie Bait today. No Eddie Bait today.
Maybe we should have another drink. Maybe that'll get you worked up.
No Eddie Bait today. So
Not yet.
Get me on Colin Cowherd and I'll fucking rip him to shrines.
Well, Drew, let me get him fired up here. Eddie, let me ask you about this. I did notice Bryce Love, under 200 yards, about 186 yards passing.
179, I think.
179. Not the prettiest a passing of the football. Tell me about his performance and how you saw him out there being a quarterback and being on the road in Arizona. Only not airing the ball out is what you all are used to.
Well, for one, I think that's a great question. 2, the Packers playing in Arizona historically has always been rough. The last time we played them was COVID year. Cardinals were 7-0. We were 6-1. No Devontae Adams. No Aaron Jones. Rasul Douglas was able to come up with a interception at the end of the game to win it. Times before then, NFC divisional game in Arizona, 45.
Hail Mary.
40, no, we had the Hail Mary game there. That was tough. And before then, we had the championship game or divisional. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't feel like looking it up. But it was like a 45-45 game that we lost. So playing in Arizona has like historically been tough for us. And this team, this Arizona team now that they've lost 5 games, have a combined 13 points in loss. So this is a tough team. Like, their record doesn't show, but they're tougher than hell to beat. They play sound football. Now, the way Jordan Love played is exactly how I want him to play football. This is exactly how I want him to play. Because Matt LaFleur refuses to let this game be about Jordan Love the way the Packers have in the past with Aaron Rodgers, where he needs to go out and throw 40 times and hey, it's on you. He refuses to let him be like that, which I think is to his credit and detriment, because this run game, every team we're playing is locking down the run game. They are locking it down. They're making Jordan Love play. And when Jordan Love is playing great, he's consistent all year. He hasn't been this up and down that he has been in past years. He's just on an upward trajectory, game after game. Another game, no turnovers. Only thrown 2 picks on the year. The two were bad, but only 2. He's playing great. He's exactly what Matt LaFleur wants him to do. He's being the exact quarterback that this Packers team needs him to be.
Yeah, Jordan Love is playing on an MVP level right now. I mean, he's got
Not
like
yet.
a 108 quarter.
Well,
he's got like a
Whoa.
he. I mean, when your team's winning like this, I mean, a lot of it's due to the quarterback play. And I mean, to be honest, I mean, he's got a 108 quarterback rating for the year. I mean, that's insane.
And I appreciate, and I do. I thought that going into this week, I thought he was too. He just hasn't had that MVP performance yet that really puts him in that mark. I think his betting odds, I think he's at like 9th or 10th right now at like plus 1,200, which I mean could change at any point. But he's cooking for what this team is asking him to do. He's not like other quarterbacks throwing 45 times a game. He's topping out.
No.
Like at 29 has been his, I think, outside of that Cowboys 40-40 game. He's topping out at like 25 to 29 passes. And that's all he's asking him to do.
Yeah. No, he's definitely cooking. I mean, and you can't blame him for that. And hopefully y'all keep rolling until y'all play us. But anyway, so basically, speaking of MVPs, y'all next week, you're playing your former MVP and Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Yeah.
Great television.
On their turf.
Yeah, we're playing.
So what's it gonna on Sunday night too? Big primetime game. What do you think about that?
Well, with this game, I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm going to kind of echo Matt LaFleur's statement. We're not playing Aaron Rodgers. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers that happen to have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. It's not as bad as it was with Favre and Rodgers when they played. Because there was animosity there. Like, there's actual love there between, no pun intended, Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. They text a lot after games. He was very vocal in helping him as he was coming up through the league. Like, Jordan Love would not be who Jordan Love is for a lot of it without Aaron Rodgers. And he has said it himself, not verbatim, but in ways on how Aaron Rodgers helped him progress and see the field. So I don't think it's going to be some nasty words, people fighting each other, unless it's Aaron Rodgers' lineman trying to tackle him again. I think that's going to be the only thing only fight they're going to have. But for the most thing, I think it's just going to be love, and it's going to be a tough Packers-Steelers game. I mean, they always play each other's tough. It's in Pittsburgh, but I think we handle them pretty easily. I don't think we're going to have too much of a problem with them.
Wow, easily.
Yeah, I think we beat them by 2 scores.
Those towels are going to be moving. I hope you do know that on Sunday night. Those towels will be up and moving.
That's fine. That's what you get with a guy like Jordan Love, who's been through a lot of adversity in his life, especially a lot of adversity in the NFL. The crowd is the last thing that gets to him.
And do you have an answer for the Kalen Metcalf?
Yeah.
And who would that be?
Double coverage. Easy. Double them. Who else do they got that's going to beat you?
I mean, that Pat on their tight end. Pat had a pretty big game, a sneaky
Yeah,
good game.
yeah, name's Edgerrin Cooper. Yeah, go ahead, keep
And,
moving.
and Calvin Austin the third. I mean, let's not just brush these Steelers under the rug now. I mean,
I'm not brushing them under the rug. I'm brushing their offensive scheme under the rug. They're so outdated in their scheme that a guy like Jeff Hafley's played against this team so many times that he's going to be able to scheme up perfectly what they want to do because he's running the same scheme that he ran in Green Bay. The exact same scheme. Who called the plays? Matt LaFleur. This is not going to be a hard thing for them to figure out. They're going to want to run the ball first. Then Aaron Rodgers wants to do play action, and then he wants to hold the ball on third down while Michael Parsons comes around and puts a lick on him. Like and the thing is, I root for Aaron Rodgers during the week. I do. I got love for my guy. That's my guy. I ain't gonna feel bad for him on Sunday though. I see a lot of Packer fans hoping that he plays great, but they lose. I'm like, fuck that. I
think it'll be a low scoring game.
There's no such thing as low scoring for these Green Bay Packers.
Well, I think this is going to be a little bit more of a tighter defensive game.
No, we're going to air them out because we're getting the return of Christian Watson. So we're going to have Watson and Golden on the field. They're going to be able to spread the field just with speed alone.
Ramsey is a factor.
Darius Slay ain't Darius Slay no more. He Darius Slay old man. So is Jalen Ramsey. Them boys ain't seen speed. That the speed that they going to see. They're going to see two guys that can run high 4.2 40s. There's not many other NFL teams that have that. That's what's going to open this game up. 4.2 speed.
It sounds good.
Oh, it's fucking real good. It don't just sound good. It's about to look good. This Packer team's only going to get better, Jalen. This offense only going to get better as the weeks go on because we're getting Christian Watson back and we're getting Jaden Reed back. We're scoring 27 points and 40 points without those guys.
So what's the final score? What's the final score? Packers Steelers.
I think if we get the ball first, we'll beat them 31-14. If they get the ball first, we'll beat them 24-13.
So you're holding them to 13 points?
Yeah, old man Rodgers ain't scoring more than 13.
Okay.
I have some fire under them now. Let's not count them out.
I'm not counting them out.
I'm put them in the ER.
No, I'm just being.
Discount double check.
No, I'm just being realistic, man. I'm not trying to bullshit him. This Steelers team, they're paying a lot of money to a lot of old players.
You know better than us.
Yeah, their pass rush has been lackluster until like the last few weeks when they started getting it going against bad teams. I mean, come on. Like we're young, we're hungry, we're ready to go. Aaron Rodgers wants to fight his own linemen. There's levels to this. They just lost to the Bengals, a team that the Packers handled easily. Easily handled.
Jalen, what's your final score for the game, Packers Steelers?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little closer than people are thinking.
It's on Sunday Night Football on NBC.
I'm gonna go 20-23 Steelers.
So the Steelers are missing a kick, extra point.
Something. I mean, it's a possibility, but yeah, I'm gonna stand on that. Let's say something goes and misfire, but 20-23 Steelers.
2023 Steelers. Okay, you got the Steelers winning.
I do. Yes,
you're not coming on the podcast anymore. I'm just letting you know. You're done. You're one of. I don't even know how I'm gonna post this anymore now. That's just disrespect.
Well, my Carolina faithful will have my back, and my ass will be back on here sooner than later.
You keep telling yourself that. Well, boys. Well, that was fun. Love talking about them boys. And just after this next break, we're gonna go ahead and talk about power rankings. You guys want to talk about power rankings? You guys got some teams in mind?
Right.
All right. We'll be back after the break. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Just make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below again. Hey, teams you want to talk about, we're getting ready to get into this last segment where we're talking about power rankings. Whatever your guys' power rankings is, make sure you drop it down. And if you hate what we did there, tell us we're wrong. All right, welcome back into the Beers and Ball podcast. Here we go. Now we're going to get going on the power rankings. So here's how it's going to work. Drew's going to start off with his number 10 team. Jalen's going to follow up with his number 9 team. I'm going to follow my number 8 team. We're just going to go correlation down. And I'm going to credit the Paul Farrington Show that does something similar like this. So this is not my idea, and I did not make it up, so shout-outs to them. And as forward, go ahead, Drew. Who's your number 10 team in the NFL?
Number 10, I'm going with the Los Angeles Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's having a good year. They got a good offense. Defense is playing better than they thought. I think they have a couple hiccups here and there, but, I think they're a solid team, and they're fun to watch.
Are you drunk on how they started the year? Because I think they've lost like 2 or 3 straight.
Dude, they're 4-2.
Okay, well, they lost.
I think
they're 4-3.
Well, anyway, they're fun to watch. They're a decent team.
I mean, their jerseys were god awful on Sunday.
Yeah.
They look like Jalen's terrible Michigan Wolverines. Anyway, Jalen, who's your number 9 team?
Number 9 team. I'm gonna go with the Washington Commodores, aka the Washington Commanders. I think that if Jalen Daniels, gets hurt, their whole season will flip. Marcus Mariota did play decently for them, but I do think the Commanders are a bit of a frauds in some sense. But they have earned a number 9 spot on my list.
Okay, hey, I agree. I think that's a good spot to put them. Here's where my controversy comes in. My number 7 team. Philadelphia Eagles.
You skipped a number.
Oh, my number 8 team. My bad. See, I don't know how to count.
That's that Bush Light.
This is where the beer starts coming into this podcast. My number 8 team is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know how long they can live off of Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. Because all last year they got away with Saquon's running. And I don't know what's wrong with it. They don't have a pass rush, and they don't have a run game. That's not a good ingredients for a good playoff team. So I think they're going to be struggling there down the road. They barely escaped a terrible Vikings team with Carson Wentz at quarterback. Barely. And it came with Jalen Hurts is not going to throw for 330 a game. It's just not going to happen. So that's why I just had them kind of low, kind of almost middle of the pack, probably a little outside than what they should be. I just don't see them that high. Drew, who do you got for 7?
Mm-hmm. I'm going back and forth between 2 teams, but I think I'm going to go the Rams just because I think they're a little more proven. They have a little more stability just in their culture, and I like Matt Stafford. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. He's just so reliable.
He's playing great. He's playing like he's 32 again. He's slinging that rock. He's slinging that rock. He went up to
I think he got faster.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they went to London on Saturday. That's when they landed in London. They landed in London on Saturday, played Sunday. He played great against that Jaguars team.
They did.
Jalen, what number are you on? 6?
Yeah.
What do you got for 6, Jalen?
I'm gonna go close home. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers at 6.
Disrespect.
Yes, and the reason I'm doing that, I'm looking at other teams. As I say, your rivals, the Detroit Lions of the world, and the Indianapolis Colts of the world, and some of those other teams have just been putting on a show every Sunday. So you guys obviously have the opportunity to move up, of course, or down. But I'm going to put you guys, the Green Bay Packers, at number 6 on this one for this week.
I got to tell you, Jalen, you're about full of shit. I got to tell you. Just respectfully, you're full of shit.
You're not better than the Colts. You're not better than the Lions.
How are we not better than the Lions when we beat the Lions?
So you will see them again.
Yeah, of course, because they're a division. You play them twice. No shit. But there's only 3 teams with 1 loss. Don't you know this, right? Mm-hmm. So how can a team with less losses be worse than a team with more losses?
Some are frauds, like the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, we'll get it. I'll respect your take. I'll respect your take. So what number are we on, Drew? 5?
5, yeah.
5. I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
That is your turn.
Yeah, 5. I got the Kansas City Chiefs at 5.
Are you it's just because of just how they've played in the past?
Well, they got all their guys back. Mahomes seems to be playing at a better clip than he has in recent weeks. You can kind of tell he's back in his groove. When you beat a team 31-0, that you're gonna get some clout for that. You see, going forward, like Jalen said, with the Packers pick at 6, can move up, can move down. We'll see. That's just kind of where I have him at now. I think there's probably 4 teams that are better than him ahead of him, and we go from there. Who you got at 4?
4, man. I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. I think they're
How
a
the hell
solid, strong team.
How the hell I get y'all on my podcast and you got my rivals? You got me lower than the team we beat.
I know you hate the Lions, but they're good. Come on now, they're a good team. Yeah. You know they're a good, decent team.
Great running attack, decent receivers, decent tight end.
I got y'all ranked higher. Don't worry.
Jalen just had to play the fucking fiddle. I should have never had you on this podcast, Jalen.
See, you didn't ask my list. You're like going down, so I got y'all ranked a little higher. Don't worry.
Okay, so Detroit Lions. You think at 4, right?
Yes.
I'm getting him Bush tire. Yeah. 4. I think that's respectable. I do. These last 3 are going to be kind of tough here. Jalen 3. What do you got?
Yeah, I got to name somebody else in the West. I mean, that NFC West, man, the Seahawks, the 49ers, both teams are balling. Kind of a tough spot here where we got the Colts too. I'll go Seattle here. I'll go Seattle. I'm surprised what Sam Darnold's doing down there. Jack Smith-Schiff and Jigma, another Ohio State receiver, looking phenomenal. Their running game hasn't been there that much with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, but they're finding ways to win the game, and Sam Darnold is really slinging that ball.
Jalen, you're lucky that this podcast hasn't gotten any legs yet, because you've been getting roasted for putting the Seahawks ahead of the Packers. Getting roasted. But I expect it because this is the Beers and Ball power ranking. It's not what order we have it in. It's the way we got it in. And for 2?
Yeah.
2. I got to go with Indianapolis Colts. I have to.
Oh.
At least number 2.
You don't think they're frauds?
Their run game is so good.
Yeah, the run attack is
like Jonathan Taylor is starting to look like what everybody thought he was. And they're doing this with Daniel Jones, who
I'm so suspected Daniel Jones.
There's quarterback.
Yeah, there's something about when
get out of here. He's just a Duke fan. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, he is. He's an idiot. He don't know ball. He has the Seahawks head of the Packers. He don't know ball. He's just here by chance.
Blind leading the blind.
The thing about what Daniel Jones is, though, like I'm going to give him his flowers. There's something about when a quarterback goes to a Shanahan tree coach team, whether it's the 49ers with Shanahan, goes to the Rams with McVay, goes to Minnesota with O'Connell, comes to Green Bay with Matt LaFleur, where they figure out how to play quarterback, where the stage isn't too big because Dan Jones was with Minnesota last year, didn't play, but still learned how to play quarterback, and then he goes with Steve Sarkisian. I think his name is Sark. Or something like that. I can't remember his name. It starts with an S.
You're right. You're right.
Sark is over there getting him going. He looks confident. He looks like this game's not too big for him like it did before. So I think with this Indianapolis Colts team, they're very complimentary of each other. They run the ball good. Daniel Jones protects the ball. They don't punt. They punt. They've only punted 19% of their possessions, and they fucking play good defense. So Drew finishes off with power rankings.
I feel like y'all are going to give me shit for my number.
Who is the number 1 team in the Beers and Ball show?
The number 1 team, the team I've been rooting for, and I think New America's team, we're going with the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
The Buffalo Bills. Boo. I just think Josh Allen.
Wow.
There we go. Wow. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. So, no, I just think Josh Allen's just amazing quarterback, man. I think he's the best quarterback in the league. Something about him, and then they just have a good team. They got a good atmosphere there in Buffalo. Just a tough team. I know they had a bad loss to Atlanta, but, they'll get back on track. I got faith in them.
I mean, you're not in the wrong in putting Buffalo at number 1. I'm sure there's a bunch of shouty shows that want to put him there too. I don't know what you put there. I mean,
Honorable mention. I think New England deserves an honorable mention.
I think you know what? That's a great choice there, Jalen.
For number one?
No, not as number one.
Not number one,
but in the top 10.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
As an honorable mention, I think New England is. Drake May went to a terrible college, but he's playing phenomenal.
All right. All right.
He's getting the ball down the field with pedestrian receivers. Go do football, but he's playing with pedestrian receivers, and he's still looking good out there. I mean, he's a good damn quarterback. So I will give UNC that credit there. So I think New England deserves an honorable mention.
I think, and I couldn't agree more with you. And so that'll be the power rankings of the Beers and Ball Show. And boys, I need to get into something real quick before we end this episode. I gotta get into something. There's been something that's been itching the back of my neck all day long. Listening to big media. You know, we're small media. We're the little guys. But we know ball. You know who doesn't know ball? People on Fox. People on ESPN. They don't fucking know ball. Because they're just trying to speed.
I played the game.
I played the game. They don't know ball.
I played the game. Yeah.
And I want to point out two things real quick, because when I heard them, I didn't know if I was asleep or awake, because of how crazy it was. First things first. Colin Cowherd. I'm coming for your ass. Comes out and says today, Packers can't sustain drives. Bad on third down. Hey, Jalen, do you know what statistics say?
Talk to me.
Packers are number one on third down at completing it 54% of the time.
Looks like we got action.
Colin Cowherd, GYF. Go fuck yourself.
He's just rage baiting.
He is, but he's just like, at least rage bait was reasonable fucking statistics, man. Like, come on, let's not just be lazy. Let's not be lazy, because that's why the whole social media is saying dumbass shit as they always are, is because of lazy people like you that have a talking point. Got some sort of fan base. I don't know why they're a fan of you, because you suck. And listen to every word that you say as its truth, when it's just so wrong. It's so wrong.
Yeah, and he's the one that is like, it's just him talking, right? Like, he don't have nobody else he's talking to.
Well, he
like,
had another guy there. He has the Third and Out podcast, and he's sitting. I'm like, how are you? He used to be a former scout. And I'm like, how are you sitting here taking this? Because you know you're gonna get your brand bigger. Like, you're sitting here taking this. Like,
yeah.
Like, the Packers play a boring case of football because other teams make them do it. Other teams take time of possession. Like, I'm sorry that we can't be all cute fucking, throwing the ball around all goddamn game. You only have the ball so many times when you play this team. But to say that they're bad on third down, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. First in the league, and it's not even close. The next team behind them is 45. So it's not even close. The third down rate.
And why do you think that is? Are you guys getting in good situations like 3rd and 2s? Are you keeping that third down short?
No, third down is tied directly to Jordan Love. He's tied directly to him. Because in cases that it's not 3rd and 3, if it's 3rd and 3 or under, you're running it and going for it on 4th. 3rd and 3 and beyond, you're throwing the ball. And he's delivering on third down. He's delivering. Something nobody wants to talk about is he's delivering on 3rd and long. Constantly. And here, Chris Sims, you thought you were safe. Your ass thought you were safe. Talking about this game, saying, I'm not entertained by this Packers team.
Hell yeah. One more thing, though, before we end it. I know we got to talk about the Packers' final score and predictions. Well, we didn't get to do the Panthers' final score and predictions with the Jets.
Oh, boy, yeah.
So I want to go ahead and start with you, Eddie, since you're the non-Panthers fan.
I'm not,
Who are you picking?
The Bills and Panthers?
No. Oh, yes, the Bills and Panthers. I'm sorry.
Is it in Buffalo or in Carolina?
Sweet Carolina, baby, 704, right at the bank. South Mint Street. 1 o'clock, Fox. Or CBS.
Do we have any live? Have they come out with the spread yet?
I'll look it up real quick.
Look it up real quick because that'll kind of determine it. It might determine it. I'm thinking because I'm trying to think of what the Bills strength
are
thing
7-point favorites.
See, that's okay. That's in the Panthers' favor. That if you thought about it, it should be more if you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to be no Bryce Young. Andy
As
Dalton.
of now.
No, he's already rolled out. He ain't playing. He's already ruled out. Or at least expected to miss. Andy
What's your
Dalton,
final score?
I don't know. I'm gonna go. Give me 2017 Panthers.
Oh, Eddie's picking the Panthers again. Yep. Oh,
yep.
Shit.
Give it to me because I know your defense is good, and I think that defense can do enough.
Okay.
And I think the offense in Andy Dalton, the game plan is going to be to control the time of possession to where you're limiting the amount of times that Josh Allen can touch the ball. And I believe in my guy, Mike Jack. I got belief in my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Future Packer, Mike Jackson. I got belief in.
Okay. All right. What about you, Jalen?
I like how he's talking. For this game, I think it's gonna be a little more high scoring. So for this one, I will have to go 28-31 Carolina.
28-31. Okay.
Have y'all even scored 31 this year?
Yes.
When?
We got close.
It's a yes, and we got closer. Different stories.
Oh boy.
What do you got, Drew? What's your prediction?
I'm gonna say that it's a close game till the end, and Ryan Fitzgerald kicks a field goal to win it. We win 24-21.
Hey, and oh shit, I'm betting out. But it looks like, and I love that, for you guys because it looks like the Lions are going to close this one out. They're up by double digits with 4 minutes left. So you get one win and another Buccaneers loss.
Look at us.
Look at you.
Look at us. We thought we was about to fire everybody a couple weeks ago.
That's the NFL. That's this year of the NFL.
Yeah, that's the NFL, man.
Well, it's been a hell of a time with you boys. It has been an absolute fucking hell of a time. Longest podcast yet. Look at us. Get a couple of stooges around drinking beer.
Let's cheers.
Yeah, let's get one more. One more for the boys. Because the boys are back in town. In town. Hey, cheers to you boys. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.
Yes. Thank you, America.